morning, family. I hope everyone is doing well. Happy Friday. It is the 7th of February. I hope that you've all had an amazing week so far. This is your daily market outlook. I am tired this morning, so I do apologize for any low energy, late nights, late calls recently. So I do apologize for, like I said, the lack of energy on these calls. It is not my intention to do so, but it is what it is, I guess. Firstly, I've got some exciting news to announce very, very soon. I have partnered up with basically one of my mentors who is a multiple seven-figure earner in the investor trading crypto space. Someone that I look up to very, very much from day one. And we basically, well, he's given me the opportunity to basically partner up with him to teach live on his platform. So there'll be more announcements very, very soon in regards to that. So yeah, obviously if you guys are interested in knowing more about that, I want to only give it to a short amount of people. I'm not just saying this for the fun of it. I genuinely am only opening it up to people from YouTube. I'm not going socials with it, going on social with it. I'm literally just having it from my YouTube for now. I want to have a collective small amount of people who are serious in changing their life in 12 months. Like that is the aim. I'm not opening it up so it's for everyone and everyone to just do it for a month and 2 months. Like I literally want it to be something where people are serious about changing their life in a 6 to 12 months period. No messing around, and that is the aim. So if that sounds like you and you genuinely do want to change your life, then of course this is 100% for you. The platform has access to not only just my strategy and my teachings, but also my mentor's teachings, his strategy, and then multiple different other things. Crypto, we've got Airbnb, how to open up your Airbnb. We've got fitness in there, literally fitness. Coach who basically teaches you obviously everything about fitness. And then there's so much more as well, like literally so much more to actually, announce as well. So I'm excited for that. If you're interested, do let me know. I will have a criteria in regards to who's going to actually be able to access this. I'm not just going to give it to anyone. So when we do have a conversation on the phone, I'm going to basically make sure that you qualify for that position because it's a very, very, in my opinion, it's going to be my first. So it's a very, very like short list that I want, and a very, very valued person who I want in there. So yeah, that is about to come very, very soon. Okay, let's go into the daily market outlook for today, and let's see what the market is doing. So first off, looking at the daily time frame, let's look at where we're currently at. If we look at where we're currently at, we noticed that, of course, we said about the daily high, daily low, that had a daily change of trend. And then we mentioned about this coming up into this daily supply and filling in this daily imbalance as well. And then the daily candle finished very, very, very low. So, of course, if we look at this right now, I said, predominant forces, this carrying on downwards. Our next area would be this daily demand around the 13,140 area, which is where I'd like to see the market come into. So if you look at where we're at, we've obviously had this movement down. This candle mitigated this 4-hour supply and also took the liquidity. And then look how the candle finished yesterday. So that daily candle tells me a lot. That daily candle tells me, similar to this one, that there's more, volume in supply than there is in demand. So first thoughts is your, US dollar potentially selling. That is my first thoughts. So as you can see, in fact, let's get rid of this now because it's not coming anywhere near that. We mitigated this area here, and we also took out the high of this, which is always good. That means it's took out liquidity as well as mitigated the high. So that is always, always, always a positive. So let me just mark this out. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, where are we currently at? So we're in this 4-hour demand area. And if you look at where we're currently at, we haven't brought this 4-hour low. But if we look to the 1 hour, can we see anything pretty clear? Well, yes. First thing I notice is it's not tapped into this area. It's not come up on the 4, but we've tapped in to this 1 hour supply candle here. If I go to probably the 15-minute, we'll be able to possibly refine that 15-minute candle. Yeah. So if you look at this, that is my 15-minute supply candle within that 1 hour. 15-minute supply candle, and now we're moving away. Now, if you look at the timing of this is Asia session. We've built up liquidity, we've come up, and now we've had this movement away. So, of course, if you look at where we're at, you'll be able to notice that we're now breaking this low. So we've took out this low here, which confirms that the market should carry on downwards. So that is my 1 hour there. So what I would like to see now is eventually we've got 15 minutes left on this candle. I would like to see the market, let the candle finish, retrace either to this level here or higher, taking this out as a high, and then carry this trend on downwards. So the two areas I look out for, if you go to, let's say the 2 hour, I like the 1 hour a little bit more. I would prefer it to come into this area here as my 1 hour supply, because we could then use this as liquidity, this high. That's just my preferred area, but also understand that this area here, this little trapped area, is also an area where we could react from this 1 hour supply as well. So either of these two areas is where I want to see the dollar basically, carry this trend on downwards. That is my first thoughts. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Let's go over to the GBP USD. So let's actually start off with the daily time frame as well. Pardon me. So as you guys can see, daily time frame, we obviously a little bit different. We have this daily lower high and this daily lower low. We've had the daily breaker structure there. Now, of course, we've had this retracement up into this daily supply, and then we had the movement down. Now, if you guys remember, this wick here and this daily candle tells me a lot. If you look at how much of the volume is in this candle, we finished here, which tells me that demand is in control. Demand could be taking control, and we could see this carry on upwards from a daily standpoint. Going to the 4 hour, what can we see? Well, from a 4 hour, what I can see personally, let's get rid of this a sec, because that was before. What we can see is this level here is the demand area which we've reacted out of. Me personally, I would have liked the market to come lower into this and then carry this trend on downwards. So understand, you've got to play what you see. The 4 hour is this range. The 4 hours is this range. But I'm thinking, okay, what is the dollar going to do? Because if I expect the dollar to carry downwards, that means that obviously GBP USD and all the other correlated pairs could carry on upwards. So there's two ways that I look at this, and there's two ways that I play this. One way is, of course, this is your 4 hour high, this is your 4 hour lower low. You could obviously see how the market reacts from this area. That is, one possibility. See if the market gives you a shift. And of course, if it does, that means it's going down. That is one possibility. I'd wait for this. Let me make this shorter. So let me just pull this aside. Okay, so that is one possibility. But right now, we're in this demand area. We've took out this liquidity. And we've also had a change on the 1 hour. So if you go down to the 2 or the 1, you'll be able to see that if you look, so we obviously had this movement down. On the 1 hour, we would have pulled back up. We've had the pull down, and then we've had this break. Now, this break is a 1 hour change of trend, and now we've tapped into this area here, and now we're breaking again. So if I just, let's see if it's cleaner on the 1 hour. If it's cleaner on the 1, I'd probably say more clean on the 2. It's not really clean overall, but you can see that we had the 1 break here. The 1 break there. And then the second break here. So yeah, of course, we just had the 1 hour break and a 1 hour break here. So we've got, this is a 2 hour candle. Let's see how long we've got on the 1 hour. Well, what time is it? Okay, we've got about 10 minutes left on the 1 hour. So what I'd expect now is the market to basically return. The deepest part will be here. But if you want to obviously have this whole area as a 1 hour supply, 1 hour demand, then of course that could be where you want to see the market come into. So let's look at it from the 2 hour. Yeah, like there's either this or I might even put it down to this. And then of course we'd expect the market to see, I'd expect the market to then carry on this trend up into here. And then if you're in, looking at hedging, if you're in a buy position, for instance, then obviously you can see how the market reacts out of this. If the market, gives us a change of trend on the 15-minute, for instance, you can close this trade for the profit that you're in or go break even and then position yourself in this sell, and then you're trapping the market. So yeah, that is what I'm looking at from a GU perspective. And it's probably going to be the exact same, I'm guessing, from a Euro USD perspective. So your USD, you'll be able to notice. So let's just firstly get rid of this and then go to the daily. So daily time frame. What can we see? So daily time frame, of course, what we can see is, well, what sticks out to me the most is just this candle, like this candle here, and the lack of volume in this candle, and now the market moving up. That does tell me quite a lot, just to be truthful. If we go and look, let's see if we can find a different scenario with EU. I don't think we can. No, we can't. I was going to show you a different scenario with EU where if the volume finishes off like it usually goes up. Even this part here, if you look at this daily candle, we always had the daily candle come down, and then the volume in the daily candle obviously finished, around this area, which shows me that demand is taking control. And then we got this big movement here. So could we see the next big movement here that is going to break this high? So if you look at where we're currently at, from a 4 hour perspective, what can we see? Well, from a 4 hour perspective, you can probably notice that we've got some imbalance down below, and we are in the extreme level of this demand area, this last demand candle with imbalance there. So we are reacting from here, this daily demand. And then from a 4 hour perspective, we've also got to understand that this was our 4 hour supply area. So 1 hour, 4 hour supply, we've mitigated that and also taken out the high, and obviously used that as the liquidity. So let me just mark this out. So of course, two plays. You can see that the market is uptrending from this daily demand. So we've got, obviously pull back into this 1 hour demand. We broke up. I wanted and expect the market to come back into here. We haven't had that. So that is where I wanted to see if I could position myself as we broke above and then see how we reacted. Now, of course, you've got to be understandable that this area here, this was a valid 1 hour higher low. We have come up and we did break that. So yes, the possibility is that we could potentially, of course, see, the market react from this 1 hour and 4 hour supply. That is definitely a possibility. The only other way that I would look at EU, because it's not clean, it's only filled in the imbalance, it's not mitigated a candle, which is what I don't like to trade, is I would just be patient, me personally. I'd either wait to see if the market is going to, this is just me, either going to break from this, and let's say break this low, and then you know that you can sell, or I'd wait for vice versa. But of course, if you want everything, again, everything's about the dollar. So you need to see what the dollar's going to do. It might give you more confidence if the dollar's selling, then what I'm going to do is I'll look to position myself from this buy because the market is reacting from here. So I might have a pullback and then try and position myself to buy. But yeah, EU is not as cleaner as GBP/USD because it's not mitigated an area that I personally would like, if that makes sense. So just make sure that you guys, are very careful with that. AUD/USD. As you can tell, you can see the bullishness coming up. We have stalled in this 4 hour supply, and now it seems like we're going to break above. So I'm just going to get rid of this for 1 second and then go to the daily time frame. So if we look at the daily time frame, what can we see? Well, same scenario, of course. This was classed for me as a daily break, but obviously the daily candle tells me a lot. When the volume finishes, a lot higher on a candle like this, it tells me that demand is in control, as I've already said. So first thought is, demand I can see lower high, lower low. Doesn't mean that I'm only looking for sells. It means that I need to see what the other markets are doing. I need to see what the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and so on and so on. Well, okay. So remember yesterday we had 2 days ago we had this is our 4 hour higher lower high, and this is our second 4 hour supply. So this was one, and then this was one. So if you look at where we're at, we took out this high. We didn't get a reaction that we needed. We took out this high, and then we're coming to this 4 hour supply. Now we've come into this 4 hour supply, and then we reacted from it. We had a 1 hour break, and that's why I said to you guys on here yesterday, be aware of this 4 hour higher low and this demand area, but also be aware that we're in this 4 hour supply. I remember saying it was like we was trapped, and one of them needs to win because I think the 4 hour supply, I've just got rid of it, but the 4 hour supply area was around here. Now, as you can see, demand seems like it's taking control. So if demand's taking control, let's focus on demand. So right now, what can we see on here? Well, if you look at this, I would have liked to see this pull back into around this candle. That's what I would have liked to have seen. This 4-hour demand candle, we haven't got that. But if we go to the 1 hour, if you look at the 1 hour, we haven't mitigated this area. We still could come back. But the 1 hour had this pullback and then break up. And then this come back and tapped into, this demand, which is now in control. This is our 1 hour demand area. So we've got, 5 minutes left on this. If we can finish above this high, I'd expect the market to basically retrace, into this last demand, 1 hour demand candle, which would align with the dollar. And then, of course, carry this trend on upwards from here. That is my main thoughts. If we do break below this, then we need to focus on the 4-hour trend, which would be here, because that would be our new 4-hour higher low if we can break this 4-hour higher high. So of course, understand that, because just for you guys who are thinking, what do you mean? If the 4-hour is trending upwards, understand that that means that the 1 hour is of course trending upwards. Now, if you focus on this, let's just say market's here like this, understand that, let's say we've got a 4-hour demand area that we know can come back into. This is our 4-hour demand. 4-hour demand. Understand that the 1 hour also has demand areas. So 1 hour will also have demand areas. So right now, if you look at this, let me give it that. You'll be able to notice that that is exactly where we're coming at. We have a 4-hour demand and a 1 hour demand is here. So the 1 hour demand is here and we've got the 4-hour. Now, of course, in order for us to activate and carry this trend on the 4-hour, eventually what the market could do on the 1 hour is we could break into the 4, and then that's where the 1 hour could then align, have another change of trend, and then carry this trend on upwards. And then if you look at the 4-hour, the 4-hour will just look like this. So hopefully that makes sense. But what I'm trying to say is everything is fractal. So you've got the 1 hour trend within the 4-hour, if that makes sense. So yeah, keep an eye out on that for sure. Keep an eye out for that. But still, this is our main priority, this 1 hour demand, until it breaks. So that is, hopefully that makes sense to you guys, but that is our priority until it breaks, and then we can focus on the 4-hour. Okay, that makes sense. Hopefully it does to you guys. So yeah, that is my next zone. We've got a couple of minutes left that we should finish above this. That'll be best if we can. NZ, probably very similar. Let's go to the daily quick. The daily time frame, you can see exactly the same as AU, of course. We obviously had the daily high, the daily lower low. Of course, we had that daily change, but look at this candle, which tells me a lot. The less volume, which means that we could carry this trend on upwards. It looks like demand could be taking control. Now, going to the 4-hour, you'll be able to notice that, of course, we had our 4-hour range from this higher low to this higher high, whilst we had our 1 hour range in here. Now, of course, we've not hit this 4-hour supply just yet, and I don't think looks like we're going to. We're reacting from this 4-hour demand area from this 1 hour trend. So this candle is our 4-hour demand. We've come back in and we've started to move away from that on here. What I would, from a 4-hour perspective, is I would like to see this market come back into here, because we've also got imbalance as well. But the 1 hour is going to be telling us different. So let me just mark this out. Let me just move this a bit there. Okay. Going to the 1 hour, what can we see? Well, 1 hour is going to be different, because the 1 hour trend, as you guys can see, we obviously have, pull back, pull down, pull back, pull down. We're just mitigating this, so we expect the market to carry on upwards from here. So let's mark this out. The range right now is from this low to this high until we break. Where we're currently at is this level of supply here, the demand here. That's where we're reacting from. Now, if we can, and it looks like we're going to anyway, and once we break this higher high, we have a new 1 hour high. I expect the market to pull back into around this. This is at the extreme. 1 hour demand, this is at the extreme. Of course, you can even just go from the body of that candle as well. and then I'd expect the market to basically carry on upwards. So bam, bam. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. That's what I'm looking at from a 1 hour perspective. If we break this 1 hour, we've got this 4 hour demand that we can see a reaction from. Same scenario as AUD USD. USD CAD. USD CAD. Very weird, to be fair. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And the reason I'm saying it's weird is because if you look at this right now, of course, we look at a daily, sorry. If you look at the daily, of course, you look at the daily and think, the exhaustion in this wick is, telling us that supply is in control. But when we obviously trade, like let's say we've got a downtrend happening, we obviously expect I want to see at least a 50% retracement. So I want to see at least a 50% retracement in some sort of supply, and then I want to see this trend on, carry on downwards. Now, if we look at the 4 hour, for me, the 4 hour tells me just something completely different. Now, that's my last 4 hour low high and my 4 hour low low. Have we come anywhere near the 50%? Well, nowhere near the 50%. Like at least at the 50% we have this little trap candle here, which I personally don't like. Not that I just trade off this candle. But yeah, we have like a little trap candle here, but we've not even reached that. We've just reacted randomly. And if you look at it from a 1 hour perspective, you'll look and say, oh, well, we broke this 1 hour high. So naturally, if we break this 1 hour high and we need to go back into the deepest part of and 50% and the deepest part of the supply, then of course people will go, we're looking at this and trying to buy from here. And that makes sense, but understand what is the dollar doing. We have to understand what the dollar is doing. And if the dollar is obviously going to carry on downwards, then of course USD CAD will carry on downwards as well. So just make sure that you guys are very, very, very careful with USD CAD. For me, I'm not even going to come in here and say that I can, I can tell you why it's selling. I can't. It's not reacting from any sort of supply. It's broken and give me a 1 hour change of trend. If I drop down to the 1 hour, the only thing I can suggest is, of course, if you look at where it's reacting from right now, is this big ugly candle here. It's reacted from this big ugly candle filled in this imbalance, but it's not even tapped into that. It's not even tapped into that. So forget that. Right now, the only thing I could think of is I'm not going to trade USD CAD. The only thing I can think of is if this gives us a nice break and then you participate. But just to be real with you guys, I know full well that if you trade similar to me at all, you won't be looking at this trade idea. If you traded a different way, maybe you can. But for me, I personally can't see anything on here. USD CHF, pretty much the same. If you look at where we're at, you can see that the market is reacting out this daily demand, which is a little bit more cleaner. So if we go to the daily, so you look at the daily, of course, you've got a new daily lower low. This candle isn't as it's not really an exhaustion candle like the other one. This is more of an exhaustion candle than this, where the volumes finish lower than that, of course. So doesn't really tell us much. But what we can analyze is, let me put this back up. We can analyze is what is the dollar doing and how is the dollar doing it? Well, if the dollar's going to sell, we need to look for sells. In here, was my 4 hour supply. Now that 4 hour supply was, coming into this and it did start to slow down. And then we've just had this movement up. So now it's obviously taken above this 4 hour supply area. My next 4 hour supply area would be either the one in the extreme, which is what I prefer, or it would be around this area here. Now, looking at the dollar, I don't think we're even going to get that. I don't think we're going to get that. So right now, the USD and USD CAD and USD CHF pairs, I am not interested in at all. I am not interested in at all. Yes, we're taking liquidity, and if we see a break, that might give us confidence. So let's say we took these highs. Let's say this comes down, breaks this low. That might give you more confidence to sell. But again, there's more cleaner trade ideas than these pairs. So yeah, not interested in the slightest with USD CAD and USD CHF. That is the major pairs. I'm gonna flick through a couple of cross pairs ideas that we do have. Oh, so this one here, I missed this one in the middle of the night. Let me just show you guys which hit a 1 to 3. I forgot to put it on a trade. I had a call last night late, and then basically I forgot to set this trade idea. This was my original supply area. It come up, it missed it, and then we broke the 1 hour trend. And this was a 1 hour supply area that we had. Let me just show you. And as you guys can see, it was a big supply area, so I went for the middle of the box, and we did a nice 1 to 3.7. But I didn't take this trade. I'm not going to lie to you to say I did. I didn't take this trade. I did just because I was asleep. It activated around 11 p.m. my time, 12 p.m. started moving. Possibly could have actually took it, but I decided to get away from the charts and spend some time with the misses. Now, I'm currently in Euro NZ, which is going well. I have had a TP on this one, which is a 1 to 3. We have this 1 hour supply, and then as you can see, we broke a 15-minute trend. We pulled back up. Again, I didn't get into anything. We had another break on this 15-minute. We didn't break the 1 hour, but we broke this 15-minute. We come back up to this 15-minute supply, which I, took action in. And then we had this 1 to 3, which is perfect. Broke this low. Now we're pulled back into where? Let me just get rid of this. We pulled back into this level of supply, which is now where I'm hoping the market to carry on downwards. And as you can see, it's reacting pretty decent. A beautiful entry as always. So yeah, man, that is looking pretty nice for me. As I just said, and let me just check my trades. Yeah, nice. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so Euro UD, Euro NZ. What I'd wait for if you guys are wanting to try and participate in this is this 15-minute break. If you could break this 15-minute low and then look to, for a pullback to then participate in this. So that's what I'd advise you guys. Now, Euro, Great British Pound. Let's see what she is doing from a daily and a 4 hour. Okay, so from a daily, well, you can see that I was doing some sort of education. So daily, you can see we've got a daily higher low and a daily higher high, and we've mitigated this 4 hour supply. So we expect the market on a daily standpoint to carry this trend on upwards. Now we look at the 4 hour, what can we see? Well, the 4 hour, we've mitigated this supply, and we're now getting a reaction. So if we break this low, this is two ways that I look at this. Be cleaner on the 1 hour. The 1 hour, if you can see, will probably have an uptrend like this, right? And we've got a higher low, and that should have gone and created a higher high. If we react and break below this, I would look for sells, and then I'd look to see how we react on this 4 hour demand area. So that, and then if we get, let's say we get the choppiness, and we don't start to react and we just carry on, amazing, you're in this sell. If we see a break, then you can get out of the sell, and you can then participate in looking at buying this up. So that is what I just advise for you guys on here, because we are reacting. If we refine this, we are reacting from this 4 hour supply area. If we can get the 1 hour break below this, which we've got 52 minutes, you could probably participate in that. I'd expect either of these two, there's a 1 hour demand or 4 hour demand, or you can just simply set this whole demand area as your next target to carry this 4 hour trend on upwards. So keep an eye out on that. GBP USD. GBP USD, as you guys can see, we've got a 4 hour trend on here. I expect the 4 hour, supply to be met eventually. So that is where I've got an alert set, as you guys can see. If I go to the 1 hour, what can I see? Well, if we go to the 1 hour, you can see that this 1 hour supply is in control. So now it depends if this 1 hour supply area is going to stick. So of course, we've had a reaction from there. So let's just focus on this. 1 hour supply, obviously had this uptrend here on the 15-minute. You can see we played around, we come up, then we broke. So right now, I'd expect the market to carry this trend on downwards. Let's see if it's a bit clearer on the 2 hour. Yeah, so we're in this 2 hour supply area here. So as you guys can see, we're in this 2 hour supply area, which is this. I'm just going to mark it as a 1. If we go to the 30, 15-minute, what I'd wait for from this supply area personally is we've taken out this high. This is your 50-minute higher low here. So what I would be personally waiting for to participate in a trade like this would be break below this, and then I'd look to take this downwards. Other than that, if that doesn't happen, right now, 15-minute is in control. If you look 15-minute higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We expect it to come down and just carry on unless we get a change of trend. So make sure that you guys are aware of that, of course. Not as nice, to be fair. GBP CAD. Woo! What are you doing? What are you off to? Okay, so GBP CAD, from a 4 hour perspective, we had a 4 hour break. And where these two dots are, this is my 4 hour and 1 hour supply. So, and we've got a lot of these candles imbalances to obviously, fill in. So that is my main area in the extreme level of obviously the structure. Now, of course, we've got a little trap candle here where the market is currently at. So I'm going to set my hands. Obviously, it's Friday and I'm in a trade already. But you can see, let's just mark this out to here. We're in this area now. So either way, that is a 1 hour supply candle. If you guys are confident and obviously waiting for reaction, then obviously participate. But I don't think this is a good trade to participate in. I'd be waiting for the 4 hour, just truthfully. That's just me. I'm not saying it's not going to react from there, but I'm just telling you guys on here that basically that is what I'm waiting for. So that's just my advice. This supply area to see what's what. What else have we got on here? GBP NZ. GBP NZ, same thing, 4 hour. We've got this 4 hour. This should be here now because we've broke. We got this 4 hour lower high and this 4 hour lower low. So this is my 4 hour supply candle, and we've got a 1 hour supply candle up in here as well. But if you look from a 1 hour perspective, where are we at? Well, a 1 hour perspective, same as the other one. We're reacting out of this 1 hour candle here, which is 1 hour supply. And as you guys can see, we have a change of trend on the 15-minute. We have a 50-minute uptrend, now we've got a 50-minute downtrend. Where the market is right now is this 15-minute or 1 hour supply candle. So what would I do as me? I would be now on the lower time frames, waiting to see a change of trend. So if you look at the 15-minute, what can we notice? Well, we can notice the 15-minute is clearly in an uptrend. Let's just carry on from here. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I would want to see a change of trend, and then I'd look to a little pullback, and then I'd look to carry this on downwards. So yeah, other than that, if we don't get a change of trend, I wouldn't participate, because right now, as you guys have just explained, demand is in control on the 15-minute. So of course, if we don't get a change of trend, this could just carry on upwards until it decides to not. So yeah, man, make sure that you guys are obviously, clear with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Yeah, that is pretty much it for now. Hopefully this Euro NZ can finish my week nicely, and that would be amazing. Of course, from 1 to 3. If I aim for the low, it'll be around a 1 to 2.25. So I could take that. It is Friday. So yeah, I might even just take this low out. But let's see. Let's see. Okay. Guys, as always, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate your love and support as always. The messages that I receive. I could literally be on my social media just sharing messages I receive from you guys. And this channel's not big. That is the amazing thing, is this is not even a big channel. Imagine if we can grow this channel. Imagine the amount of, I don't know, people that I could help. It would be amazing. So all I ask for you guys to do, if you're enjoying it, if you're not enjoying this and you're not getting any value, I understand. You don't have to obviously do anything. But if you're enjoying this and you're plugging into these videos regularly, I can never say that word. I just ask from you just to basically, give the support. If it's a like, if it's a comment, if it's just making sure that you're subscribed, whatever it may be, that would just go a long way, because the more people that do that, the more that the algorithm will work on my side, the bigger that I can get, the better that I can grow, the more value that I will want to give as well to you guys on here. So I do appreciate that. As always, make sure that you have got your notifications turned on. And then if you are not already, as I've mentioned before, I've got a free Telegram group, and I just basically post lifestyle, I post different stuff. I also do quizzes. So I mentioned it yesterday. If you look at this, I give a little quiz out here yesterday for educational purposes. So if you look, I mentioned the daily time frame, and then I talked about the 4 hour, and then I talked about the 1 hour, and then basically people would vote, and we would explain, or I would explain why what is the right answer and why, basically. So yeah, man, if you guys, want to jump in that free Telegram, and, get some more knowledge, just go to my YouTube bio and then obviously, join via the link from there. But yeah, man, I appreciate every single one of you as always. I hope you all have an amazing Friday. I hope you all have an amazing weekend as well. Spend it with the family, spend it with, yourself, reset, gain some more extra knowledge. If you ever need anything from me, comment section, of course, or just, message me on my social media and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Other than that, guys, take care and God bless.